Stay tuned. Bridges starts now.
Breon Hair Salon is celebrating 10 years of being in business by giving back to the Nashville community. Welcome, Breon, to Bridges again. Good to have you.
Thank you, Monica. Thanks for having us.
I'm so glad to have you. And you have brought with you Rachel from your salon.
Ma'am, hello.
It's so good to have you on.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to hear about the fun day you've had.
Yes, ma'am. It has been very fun.
It has been very fun. And Breon, tell me, what made you decide, 10 years of being in business, and you decide to give back to the Nashville community. Tell me about that.
Well, we've been so blessed being our 10th year, and we have a great team, and we really do like each other. We love what we do. We have some amazing guests that come in, and it's really fun to be there all day long, though, yes, it's hard work. Yeah. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a really great experience. And so we were talking about it, how blessed we were, and that this is our 10th year, and we thought, well, Nashville's really been good to us. And so I really wanted to give back to Nashville, and I kept thinking, and we've done several different cut-a-thons.
Yes, you have.
And several different things. We were very involved in the community to give back. So we thought, what can we do to help others that have really been there for us? So I was really blessed that we got to partner with you and with your viewers and give back to people that are very deserving of it.
Yes.
And so I like what you came up with, and
It's been a wonderful thing. I was so delighted, Rachel, to be able to partner with Breon's, that you guys would offer 5 makeovers to WHTN viewers that were deserving, and the nominations, Breon, that we got. And I'll read this first one in a moment of Rosie, who got selected. And I understand, Rachel, you got to work on Rosie.
I did. She was wonderful. Very, very sweet person, and I loved her. She was wonderful.
And you could tell how deserving she
Oh,
was.
absolutely.
Here's what her friend had to say about her. Her friend, Jordan, writes in and says, Rosie and her husband is a stay-at-home mom. They have 4 kids. It just seems like she's taking care of the kids all the time and doesn't have time to take care of herself. She's a beautiful woman. And with just a little bit of help, her outward would reflect the inward. So she was an amazing person. Tell me, Rachel, what you did for her.
Well, she was so deserving, and she was so happy to be there, first of all. Yeah. And she came in with a picture that she had that she said that looked very much like she used to look when she and her husband had first met. Aww. And so that's why she wanted to kind of go back to that look to reflect on how they were when they first were together. Yeah. So it was wonderful, and we achieved that look today.
You did?
We did.
Did she get like a color?
We did highlights and then a color in between, and it was a little bit more of like a chunky highlight, but it looked great on her. She had long hair. We did long layers, and just really complimented her and made her look really, boom, all over again.
Just
and
gorgeous.
I'm sure when she went home, her husband was like, "Oh, there's the woman I married."
Oh, you know that. You know that, and you can see the difference between the before and the after pictures. And Breon, you know that I've been one of your guests for like forever, since before you owned Breon.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that's been wonderful when Rachel talks about these great things that she did for Rosie is that you have a teaching salon, so that when you come, my hair just doesn't look good for that day, but you show me how to fix it again.
Yes, we take great pride in considering ourselves. We call ourselves a teaching salon. We very much are, we stay up on our education. We bring in, at least once a year, we try to bring in the absolute top educators in the field, and we give that to our team as a gift. And it's an in-salon class. We also go to a lot of hair shows and workshops, and so we always stay on that. We also love to teach our guests. This is what products to use, not to be pushy. This is how you style your hair. This is how you can take the same cut and style it 2 or 3 different ways. So that way, if you want something new and fresh, but you don't really want to cut your hair, or you're not really ready to change the color, you can change the look very simply. So we try to teach you how many different ways you can wear the same style. So we very much want them to feel comfortable with it, rather than just stand behind them, make it look beautiful, and send them out and go, thank you, bye-bye.
Well, because that's what happens in most places. And you have a good hair day, perhaps, that first day. And then you go to shampoo your hair and fix it, and it's like train wreck.
Right, exactly.
But it's not like that. And I know that you told Rosie how to fix it after today.
Absolutely. She even told me she had this big round brush that she had spent a lot of money on, and she had no idea how to use it. So I coached her and told her exactly how she needed to use it at home to get the exact same results.
That is awesome. We've got to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be back with more in just a moment. If you are just joining us today on Bridges, we are celebrating with Breon Hair Salon their 10-year anniversary, where they decided to give back to Nashville in honor and celebration for all that Nashville's done with them, partnered with WHTN and gave 5 of our viewers complete makeovers. And Breon, I just want to say thanks for doing that.
Oh, thank you. It was wonderful. The girls had a great time. The ladies were so thankful. And it really helps to give back to people that appreciate it.
Yes, it does.
And they, the whole time, kept thanking us. And I think it was a really good pairing up of the ladies with our team. And everybody really had a great time. So that makes it easier to give back when it's respected.
It sure does. And I knew that, I've worked at CTN here for 16 years now, and I wouldn't honestly trust our viewers at just any salon.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, because I would want them to be treated well. And, I was there this morning, and you're Beth, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I saw, Beth, just how you just waited on everybody hand and foot and made them feel special. And you got Janet McClung the winner today.
I did.
What did you kind of do for Janet?
Well, Janet walked in, and her natural color is, she's gray, of course, and she was a blonde. Well, at this point, she was like, Beth, I'm ready for you to do whatever. I trust you.
How awesome.
I know. I was like, okay, well, just to keep it easy on her, we did a partial highlight. That's going to blend her gray so she doesn't have to keep going back to the salon because she doesn't take a lot of time out for herself.
That's nice.
Yes. Yeah. So I try to keep that in mind. But to change it up a little bit, I put a darker sun kiss in her hair, 7WN. It's a more warm color, so it made it more natural.
Yeah.
She was one length, and she's thinning. So I was like, let's put some layers in there, give it some movement, it's gonna pop and lift her up a little bit. So we took this in towards her face and then gave her some lift to bring her profile up just a little bit.
Because, she's a beautiful woman, and
Beautiful.
you mentioned one of the things, Beth, is that she does so much
Yes.
for so many people. She and her husband
Yes, ma'am.
lead a church congregation, and they own the Oasis Christian Retreat Center, so they're busy. And the young lady, it was Heather that watched the commercial, Heather Patton, and this is the nomination that we got for Janet. She said, I would like to nominate Janet McClung. She deserves this because she always goes above and beyond for her family and friends. She works hard at Oasis with never a complaint. She loves God with all of her heart. She doesn't take much time for herself, and I think this would be a good treat for her. And really what I heard you saying, Beth, is that you took that into consideration and saying, let me do a partial highlight, let me make it easier for you. And Breon, I know that that's very important to you at the salon. When people come in, you don't give them the most high maintenance cut or color. You work with their schedule and their life.
And their lifestyle, somewhat their budget, their time, where they are in their life. If we gave them something that is going to be a tremendous amount of maintenance, we're not doing them a favor. And so Beth took her, and she kept her very blonde, but she was a much more beautiful, natural blonde, and it didn't look highlighted or colored. It was very natural. And I think God really has a great sense of humor, because when Beth came on board and when she first went to her chair, she's like, I'll do anything but highlights. I do not want to do highlights. And for the first 3 to 6 months, all she got was highlights all day long. And she was like, no. And now she's like highlight queen. She's amazing at them. So she did a great job with Janet. And they just, a good personality fit. But I love the fact that she took all that, her busy schedule, and looking very, it looks healthier now.
Yeah, richer, like more dimension. For someone like me who wouldn't know how to describe it because I'm not in the hair industry, I would just say it's richer. There looked like there was more depth and dimension. And the important thing, like for me, and like for anybody that's going to be a guest at a hair salon, is you want it to be something that you can actually do your hair when you're at home. And man, if you give me all kinds of color and I can't keep up on it and I'm so busy, I'd rather rather us start slower
Right.
and do less. And that's what I
Right.
love about Breon Hair Salon is that you take my schedule into account.
We do. Their lifestyle, their personality, their schedule. Like she said, she did really well because she even shifted the weight so it's more flattering to her facial features. And she won't realize it till she goes home. It's going to be easier for her to style.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that over the years you have helped me with my hair so much, Breon, to know how to style it so I just don't have one good hair day. I can have a bunch of good hair days. Thank you, Beth. It's been so nice to hear you share.
Thank you
Stay
very
with us. We've got more great makeovers to hear about. Well, it has been WHTN Viewer Makeover Day for 5 very blessed of our viewers, thanks to Breon Hair Salon. They're celebrating their 10-year anniversary by giving back to deserving people. And Breon, I just know that it was so much your heart that as you give back, to give to people who really spend a lot of time doing for others.
It was, and getting to know them and getting to talk to them and hear their story, it was very touching and it was rewarding. It made us feel, I almost felt like, what else can we do? What else? We just wanted to give them so much more, and they were so kind about it, and it was really fun. This is Therese.
Hey, Therese. You know, I thought, Therese, when I was listening to us talk about the makeovers this morning, when I heard Breon say that the women could have whatever they wanted, cut, color, eyebrow wax, I was just like, oh, that is like a girl's favorite day.
Really?
And you got Karen Yarbrough. Tell me about Karen and what you did for her.
Okay, Karen is like a lot of us getting some gray, and she wanted to keep similar style that she had, but to cover the gray. And so we used a color that was very close to her natural before the gray. And,
Yeah, because the grays, they're just invaders.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not,
Yes.
that's not natural at all.
They were
That's
not
invaders.
invited.
so we brightened it up with like a gold tone so that it has a lot of warmth, and her gray ended up being highlighted, looking like highlights. And just shaped her cut up really nicely, gave her some long layers, and gave her some little soft wispy bangs, and she has a lot of hair.
Yes, I noticed that. And that's a blessing, and she looked beautiful after all of
She
it.
looked 15 years younger when, you know, with the makeup and her hair, and she was so grateful, and what a precious person she is.
Yes, she is. I remember seeing her, Breon, when she was getting her makeup, and I was sitting kind of far away, and the difference that makeup made. Sometimes we don't realize what a difference it will make.
I know it. And what I was really proud of the girls, because a lot of times when you do a makeover show, they'll take somebody with really long hair and cut it off to here.
Yeah.
And then, that's different, but is it necessarily better? And is it what they wanted?
Right.
And so what I was really proud of a lot of my girls, like with Therese, she really just freshened up her look. She didn't want to go shorter. She didn't want to go lighter. She didn't want... And I was looking at her haircut in the back, and I was going to say something. Come to find out, she's just been cutting on her own hair for a couple of years.
Yeah, 2 years.
And that's why it kind of looked like that in the back. And I was really glad that she just got freshened up a real good haircut and covered the gray. And so some of the girls, you would expect a huge difference. Some of them didn't really want a huge difference, but they just wanted to. They were already beautiful women, and just make them prettier.
That's right. Make it a little better.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, and I know, Breon, I've talked with you about this as one of the guests there at your salon, is that sometimes women will go into a salon and people will just chop it all off or do whatever they want. And it's like, I didn't say I wanted you to do that. I mean, you might think that's great, but I don't want that.
Right.
And so you all don't do that to people.
Right. And sometimes different means just a little better with what I have.
Exactly.
It's not really, we're going to take it off and blonde it out and take it green and red and blue. And
Makeover.
so.
And you know, when we talk about Karen kind of cutting on her own hair, I mean, you all listen to this nomination. This touched my heart. Cheryl Griffin nominated Karen. She says Karen's been through a lot in the past 2 years. In 2011, she lost her job, her home, her car. In 2012, her daughter was pregnant and was told her baby would have many complications and it'd be best to abort. She chose life. Sweet baby Faith was born and survived 5 days. 10 days later, Karen's dad died. Shortly after that, her ex-husband died of cancer. These 3 deaths all happened within 27 days of each other. She continues, though, to cling to hope and stay involved in her church. A makeover would mean the world to her, a chance to feel good and positive about herself. This would be an opportunity for her to see hope in action. Breon, that's what this was all about, wasn't it?
That last line, when I read that, it just touched me. I'm like, that's exactly what this is. She wanted to see hope in action, and that's why, you know, we had Panera Bread, we had, you know, food for them.
Yes.
We had, and we told them, you can get whatever you want, whatever we offer, because it was more about serving them and giving back to them rather than completely changing their look.
That's right.
It was really hope in action. When I read that, I was like, that's it. That's a great description.
That was the heart of the whole thing. Thank you, Doris, for telling us what you did. Stay with us, because we've got more great stories of deserving people and their makeovers. Well, giving back is our theme here today on Bridges. Breon Hair Salon is giving back, celebrating 10 years of business, and she partnered with WHTN that we could offer our viewers 5 free makeovers to deserving people who do a lot for others. And man, Breon, thank you. What a beautiful day we've had today.
Oh, it was a perfect day. Everything about it. The weather was beautiful. The ladies were so grateful. They were really fun to work with. Our girls, I am so thankful that they came in on their day off.
Oh, yeah.
And worked all day and here at the studio. So it was just wonderful all the way around.
Yeah. And thank you, Malia, for coming in on your day off and the rest of your team there.
No, it wasn't a problem. It was great to just help out and give back doing what I love. So.
And I understand, Malia, you got Belinda Biggs for a makeover.
I did.
Tell me kind of what you did on her.
Well, she just hadn't had time to really take to herself lately, and I believe it had been over a year since she got a haircut.
Oh my goodness, she deserved it.
She definitely deserved it. So she had just been kind of touching up her gray herself, I believe, and it just got too light. So we took her to a little bit more of a natural, darker blonde, and then we just took that 1.5 years off.
See, that's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. So we just kind of put shape back in her cut and really took the weight out. Went over some makeup tips and just really helped her feel better about herself.
Well, you know, one of the things, Malia, that Belinda had shared with me while we were waiting for everything to get started was that she needed some makeup tips. She told me, she said, Monica, I used to know how to do my makeup when I was younger, but, you know, I've been so busy, I don't know how. So do you feel like she'll be able to repeat some of that at home now?
I think so. I went over the just basics that every day, running to the grocery store, just doing something simple, just to kind of brighten it up and make her feel better. So.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about, isn't it, Breon?
It was fun standing back watching her because I didn't realize that, and I was watching her at the end, and she was not only just doing it, and she was telling her, she was talking her way through it, and she kept looking at the mirror, and she's like, oh, wow, oh, and she was just so excited. And it was like little tiny, you know, things, just knowing how, and to her it was a big deal.
Yes,
because she looked at it and she goes, oh, that makes all the difference in the world. And she was so thrilled with just a few little tips.
Well, I was thinking when Malia said, and I understand from a stylist perspective, you can look at somebody and say, oh, well, just a few little tips. But, you know, to people like us who aren't in the industry, it's like, no, that's huge help to be able to know how to put your makeup on just to go out to the grocery store. And here's what someone said about Belinda. And Breon, this was so much fun for us to be able to read friends watching the commercial on TV and sending in these nominations. This is from Kat Daughtry, and she says, I would like to nominate Miss Belinda Biggs. She has been such an amazing influence in my Christian walk. She is so self-sacrificing, kind, loving, gentle, and knowledgeable. She has contributed to so many lives, and not too long ago her husband passed away, but she keeps pressing toward the mark. She's an amazing woman who never stops helping to meet the needs of others, and I would just love to see her get spoiled a little.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And you spoiled people today, didn't you?
We did. We did. It was what we do best, and it was wonderful. She was just, it was such a transformation, and I just kept looking at her. I went over there a couple of times, and I couldn't help myself. I kept touching her hair, and I was like, I had to stop, but it's beautiful.
And that's what I love, these before and after pictures just really show it and demonstrate the difference. I know, Malia, it had to be rewarding for you to be a part of this.
Absolutely. She is, I mean, just radiates happiness and sweetness. And so just doing what I do every day and making somebody feel better with that, I couldn't think of anything better to do.
It's rewarding.
Absolutely.
It is, and we forget the gift that we are given, and that we do give to others, because it's like breathing to us, and we just do it, and we're like, oh, that. But to others, it's everything. And
It is everything. You know, it's intimidating for people to walk into a hair salon. When I look at everybody, you know, everybody looks attractive, they've got their hair done, and I'm thinking, oh, I hope they don't think I don't know how to do my hair. And so to you all, it comes naturally, and you think, oh, these are just little tips, but these are huge things that help us in our lives. Thank you, Malia. I appreciate that so much.
No problem.
And thank you, Breon, for helping me dream all this up.
Thanks for making the dream come true.
Yeah, it did, and I think it's just going to be so much hope and so much fun for all of these people. I want you to stay with us. We have more wonderful, deserving people who got makeovers. Five WHTN viewers were very blessed to receive a complete makeover, total compliments of Breon Hair Salon in honor of their 10-year anniversary of being in business. They decided to give back. And Breon, really, I just can't thank you enough for deciding to do that.
Oh, thank you. It's been a great day, and everybody's really given so much, and everything just went perfect, so it's been fun to do.
Yeah, and in this segment, we've got two beautiful young ladies with us.
We do. This is Leah.
Hi,
She's
Leah.
a stylist. And then we have Kelsey. She's a stylist also, but she's our newest team member. And to show the dedication of all of our girls, they're off today, and so they came in on their day off. And the dedication for Kelsey, she lives in Waverly. And she wanted to work with us so bad that she drives quite a way, but everybody, so we're really happy to have her on board.
Yes, well, welcome. I know that you're glad to be with Breon.
Yes, yes.
Well, welcome. Leah, I would love for you to tell us about, as I understand, you got assigned Melissa Stark today for the makeover.
Yes, I
Tell me
did.
what you did, because Melissa's already gorgeous, so
Oh,
tell me what
yes.
you did to make her even more spectacular.
Well, first of all, she's had 5 children, which you'd never know to look at
No.
her. She is beautiful,
Yes,
looks
she is.
amazing.
And little, so
Yes,
little.
she's very tiny
she's a
and petite. But she wanted something a little bit more low maintenance because she has 5
Yeah, 5
children
kids.
and one is only 8 months old. So we definitely wanted to take the length up a little bit so she'd have less styling time in the morning. And we kind of refreshed her color, put a little bit of red in there, kind of brightened her up, and put some highlights in to give her some dimension.
Yeah.
And she didn't have any bangs before, and we gave her a little bit of a slanty bang. And her haircut's really fun because she can wear it really sleek, or she can kind of make it funky and fun, and you know, just show how much of a beautiful woman that she is.
Because she really is beautiful. And again, Breon, this gets back to where really all of your stylists at Breon's, you work and train so that they can all listen and help people do what fits. Because a mother of 5 children isn't going to want, she needs lower maintenance than somebody perhaps that's at a different stage of life.
Right, and she still wanted to feel pretty and sassy, and her hair, it was just kind of hanging there and didn't have a lot of a look to it. And I was really proud because Leah, even though she gave her some highlights, she kind of tucked them up under so you wouldn't see the new growth right away.
That's so nice.
they can kind of grow out. So she has that dimension, but they'll grow out, and if she can't maintain it right away, that's okay. But she just looks sassier, and it was really fun. So, though it was intentional for lower maintenance as well.
Exactly. So you make it look so easy at Breon's, and I know that it's not. Now, Kelsey, who drove all the way from Waverly, tell me about the makeup and who, maybe an example of who you worked on today and what you did.
Right. I did work on Leah's guest, and she had green eyes. So with green eyes, we did like some dark plum, like a plum to bring out those eyes. And it just, you know, nothing too dramatic, you know, pretty subtle, and she looked great, and I could tell like she felt good. She really did.
That's
she really
awesome.
did.
And looked beautiful. And I love when I hear you say, you know, how you did something subtle. Because I can't tell you how many times, like in the past, not at Breon's, but when I've gone in to get my makeup done, like I leave looking like Bozo.
Right.
Some of it's frightening. Just because you have all that doesn't mean you need to put it all on there.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was the look we were trying to go with all these ladies, to keep it very natural, very pretty, flattering, attractive, not like they were going to a photo shoot and then they say, well, I'll never look like this again.
Right.
They wanted to keep it very pretty and natural, and they did bring out their natural beauty.
Yes.
So,
yes. So you worked on Melissa as well as a bunch of other people today.
Right. Right.
I know you had a fun day.
Yes, I did. I did. I love being in the industry, and this is what I love to do. That's why I drive as far as I do,
From
because
Waverly.
it's my passion. So.
And really, Breon, I know that that's what you look for, because this has been your passion, and why you started Breon Hair Salon is really to make us all more beautiful.
even more, make Nashville a beautiful place, one guest at a time.
And
but-
today was all about you all giving back. And I wanted to, because we're almost out of time, and just mention that your heart was just so touched with another nomination that you got.
Yes.
And it was Gail Compton. And she
Yes.
couldn't come in due to these circumstances that I'll read about. But what did you do for her?
Well, Gail was the first one when I read them all.
Because there were over 40 of them.
Oh my goodness. And Gail it just stops me. It just stopped me in my tracks, and I thought of everybody I want to give to her. And unfortunately, when I called her, because her husband, hospice, was there, and they were getting things set up, and she couldn't come to the phone, and then she has a few others, which you'll read, with her other two sons, and I just cannot get her off my mind. And I thought it was unfortunate that she couldn't come because of a time constraint.
right.
And I thought she so was deserving of this, but she can't leave her family right now for 5 hours. So I'm sending her a card and a gift card. Unlimited. She can have anything she wants. She can have the works. There's not going to be any expiration date, and I still want her to come in and get the same experience, totally complimentary on us. I want her at any time that she can find time for herself to still be able to, even though it's not part of the show, I still want to give her that experience.
And I only brought that up because really, for all of us, this today was not about a contest or winning or what we could get. It really is about Breon Hair Salon wanting to give back. And here's just a little bit about Gail's situation. And one of her friends, Linda Grajowski, I hope I said that correct, nominated her. She said, I want to nominate my dear friend, one of the most precious Christians I've ever met. She has a husband that has tremendous struggles, a 26-year-old son battling 4th stage colon cancer, and a 21-year-old profoundly autistic son. She deserves to be pampered. I mean, is that not amazing? Thank you all so much for coming.
Oh,
and
thank you for
joining
having
today.
us and letting us
I
do
know
this.
that you enjoyed watching today. We are totally out of time. We got to go, but we say goodbye and God bless you.
If you would like to order a copy of today's Bridges episode, call 615-754-0039. Be sure to mention the program number on your screen. If you're interested in starting a television ministry, call your local television network at 615-754-0039 and ask about our production prices.
For information on today's guest, visit our website, ctntv.org.
If you would like to contact the station, write to the address on your screen or call 615-754-0039. Or you can email us at ctn@ctntv.org.
Thanks for watching Bridges.